things that I think of in terms of what Hedwig does say is that it's important to be odd. It just kind of came to me not too long ago, actually. It's such a loaded statement too, like odd or weird or freak or different or other. It's important to be it and to embrace it and to express it. I think that our key to success as a species is in the recognition and the celebration of those things that make us different. You know, this is not a new idea, but I think that Hedwig, the show, and the character, they both do that in a beautiful, sometimes aggressive, furious, innocent way, and it's very disarming. I think that's what is so beautiful about the show and the story. And no matter, this is what I also love, is I think no matter how plain one might feel or seem, or how many rules you do follow, or how much assimilation you have agreed to in society, which is just a funny agreement we've all made. We've all made a lot of agreements to make all this work. But the fact is that the real surface is like bumpy, scaly, gritty, iridescent, frightening, and absolutely gorgeous. And so Hedwig is going to that place. And so that for me is coming through the more work I'm doing. And the more work that I'm understanding is actually for me, Matt, in my own life. Like, I'm unpacking that. And it's scary at times. And other times I'm laughing. I'm like, what would it be to walk down the street and just be who I am, or whatever that means, and not, I don't necessarily need to, break all the rules in one day, but this is a show that's asking, so what happens if we break the rules? What if there were no rules? There's so much passion in the rehearsal room. Kay, who plays Yitzhak, Ethan, our MT, Kirsten, the director, and Charlotte and Kevin, who are in the room as in stage management. Everyone is present and doing something and bringing their personality, and we'll stop and we'll talk and we'll cry and then we'll come back to the text. It's a magnificent process. I think it's one of the best things about theater. It's rehearsal.
We were just having a conversation about how in a traditional musical theater structure, you sit down, you learn the music, you go through the blocking, then you blend the two.
Musical theater is kind of interesting. We usually kind of sit at a piano and we plunk out notes, sculpt the harmonies, like a diamond. They're just like razor sharp, you know what I mean? And that's musical theater. But rock music isn't like that. A real band doesn't rehearse with music and charts. It's all in your head.
We do a song and we play with it. We don't learn it necessarily to the page. We just do what feels right, lock that in. And then we do a little bit of blocking around the song, and then things can change. It's a very fluid rehearsal experience, which, like the show, is a really fluid show that has a lot of opportunities to bring yourself to it.
What logistically needs to happen in terms of costumes, and the microphone, micography, learning how to walk around the stage like a rock and roll star, which is like, so much fun. It's so much fun. I'm sorry you all had to see that.
I have loved not only Matt and Kay's willingness to jump into that, but also watching them own it and grasp that way of working and really thrive in it.
And so that has to be the spirit in the room, that super playfulness, but you have to be met with, actors and singers who are incredible storytellers who have incredible skill. And so both of them just blew me away.
I'm watching a fair bit of stand-up comedy just because, this is not your traditional theater in that the fourth wall does not exist. There are shows in theater in which that is the case, but they are the oddball out. Usually you come into a theater and there's the fourth wall. Here it's, nope, we're hanging out. This is a rock and roll storytelling session / piece of theater.